Yo, what's up? What it do? And welcome to another episode of GameChat. It's your boy Zig and company. We here. And, Dev got something mixed up for the show. I'll let him run through them topics. You already know.
Yeah. Before we get into it, I want to introduce a special guest. This is the guy that been really inspirational for me for a good part of my life. Being 4 years here in college, I met a dude here. And he's probably one of the, outside of you two, one of the only guys I debate basketball with on a consistent basis. And
Lord.
get irritated with.
Yeah. So you know the struggle, bro.
Okay. Yeah, for sure, man. I just want to say I'm thankful for the opportunity, man, for sure, man. I've always been wanting to do podcasts like this where I can argue basketball and talk basketball with people that really know what they're talking about. So I'm looking forward to it.
Glad to have you, bro.
Sometimes it depends on the day.
Maybe.
Jesus Christ. All right, get into the first topic of the day. Obviously, pretty much all of us, except for maybe me and Otis's team sometimes, but most of us have teams that have been in development for a good bit. They have young talent, especially Stan and Jordan. Again, Jordan, I think his favorite team is OKC. Stan's
OKC, man.
Bulls. Obviously, y'all have a plethora of young talent there.
Yes, sir.
My question being, when do you guys think it is valid to kind of give up on that young talent and move them for either just picks or other talent you feel like fits better, or just to go for win now mode when you give up on them?
This is interesting, I feel like. And first, okay, I just want to get this off. I will normally let the guests go first, but this is hitting me personally right now because the Bulls played the Magic yesterday.
What's the
Bulls. So the Bulls played the Magic yesterday, and Wendell Carter looked great. You know what I'm saying? He did his thing. Lauri Markkanen dropped, 38 yesterday and hit a game winner. So I feel like if you are no longer in a position as a franchise to cater to your young talent that you got on the roster, then it's time to move on from them.
Yeah.
But if your young talent is showing that they're hungry and that they want to play, they're there. Of course, it's better. You want to keep them there. But you've seen, and I've seen firsthand with Wendell, when Lauri, just off topic, is the fact that as soon as they got to a team where the pressure was off of them, now, wow, they eating, because it's just confidence. It's like, now I'm not playing next to all-stars. You know what I'm saying? Granted, Zach just got paid all that bread, and then he went 1 for 14 against the Magic. So I was really, you know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, Lauri just went to a new system. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? No more pressure. And now he's hooping.
Balling with you, Jazz. Nobody saw that coming. Not a soul.
He's the number one guy. They thought he was going to go to the Cavs, and this is what Lauri is. No, on Utah, they're like, bro, eat. You got nobody else, man. Eat. And Lauri's taking that chance, man. I like to see that. Wendell the same way, man. He saw Vooch in front of him. Nah, man, get off me. Pull up in your face. He wasn't worried about Zach. He was like, man, Zach, okay, you're going to do what you're going to do, man, but we still going to play hard. And they freaking won, man. Yeah. So, yeah, man, I don't know. Yeah. I think when you decide to not build around them, then it's cool. But I say you give them 3-4 years. Got to.
Okay.
As an OKC fan, I done definitely been through so much of feeling like you gave up on a young player too soon. You know what I'm saying? So, especially with James Harden, everybody know about that one. Felt like you gave up on him just a second too soon. Jeremy Grant just recently is blowing up. We had him at OKC at first.
That's true. Wow.
He had that spark in OKC, but went to where he at now? Detroit?
He's in
Portland.
And he's balling.
Going crazy. You feel me? But at the same time, I don't really think it was bad for them to give up on, when they gave up on James Harden, it is what it is. Because I feel like once you are in a win now, you are full, you have a developed superstar, 2 superstars for sure. You have 2 superstar caliber players or a superstar and a top 25 player. At that point, you can get rid of your young players. You can get a lot back. You can get a third major player with them young players, because you're not going, like you said, they're not going to be able to eat on your team for real, because you got Westbrook and KD. Harden can't eat like he should be able to eat. So they should have got more. You know what I'm saying? They should have got more for him, definitely, instead of damn Jeremy Lamb and whoop all that. You know, but I feel like once you feel like that you are in a position to make that next step, and you know that you're in playoff contention, you're in title contention, you might as well go ahead and go for another third big star. And say, forget them young boys.
Warriors fan, how you feeling about your young talent?
I mean, when it comes to that, I really say it's situational. If you are in win now mode, then of course you want to be prioritizing your older guys, because I mean, you only have so much of a window for them to be playing at the level that they are. I say when you decide to stop catering to your young guys is when they are detrimental to the team. Like if they are hurting the flow, then you go find people that aren't holding the flow. That's really all I can say there. Because I mean, going to my Warriors for this season, I mean, what they've been doing is hyper experimental. You really don't see teams trying to win championships and develop young players at the same time. I mean, the experiment worked well last year just because we had the young guys, but we also had the veteran bench to kind of help them be in the right spots, inform them the right way. This year, with them focusing exclusively on trying to develop the young guys off the bench while still trying to capitalize off of what Steph, Clay, and Dre can do, it's been a little bit more tough. It's because the way that Kerr does his rotations, he likes to do like full-on platoon swaps, and I don't think that's a good thing to do when you have a lot of young guys, because I mean, you're relying on them to know where they need to be all the time, and that's not something that young guys really do. So I mean, I don't think there's one size fit all answer to it. I just feels like it's the fit of the team. If the team is ready for them to, for the young guys to contribute, then let them contribute. They are inconsistent, let them try to get some consistency. But when they are truly hurting the team, that's when they got to go.
All right. For me, I think the formula is pretty much like you guys said. You have the one or two superstars, and then I think you can keep young talent, but you probably limit it to like one or maybe max two. Yeah. I think you look at all the great teams in NBA history, you have those stars, but then they have like that one or two young players that are either they're grooming to be next and filling the roles, or they're there and providing that youthful scoring, rather it be like a Norris Cole or like I think Derek Fisher at one point, with like the Lakers from Kobe and Shaq era. Every team has that one young guy that they kind of develop with the vets.
I mean, does Norris Cole count though? Because like after LeBron and them were gone from the Heat, he didn't exist.
Yeah, to one other team. Didn't he go to what team did he go to after the Heat?
Who cares?
Yeah,
he went to one other team, but he played like a backup. No, he plays a backup role.
He played for somewhere else. I just don't remember where.
They tried.
He was irrelevant.
Right.
Miami, he was irrelevant.
That'd be the point. They tried.
Mario, him and Mario Chalmers. But I mean, like,
they tried with them. They just didn't pan out. Even going back to like your Warriors again, I think that worked really great last year because you had Jordan Poole, and then who else was like the other young players really getting minutes like
Kuminga
and Moody.
Will they get minutes like that though?
Kuminga was getting pretty consistent minutes. He wasn't getting a lot, but he was getting pretty consistent.
Yeah. Poole, I think, just benefited because he was getting run with like the dynasty. Like he was running with Steph, with Dre. Like he was getting a lot of time.
Poole, I feel like Poole had a lot of direction too, because like they wanted him to be. Now I'm not gonna say the next Steph or the next Clay, but they wanted him to be a scorer, a big name, a big scorer in their organization. They were sending him to the G League. They was like, boy, get as many reps as you can, work on your bag, and just when you're ready, we're gonna put you in there.
Because like he was almost out the league. Like before he had this big explosion last season, like he was about to be like not on the roster at all. Like,
he was just in the G League.
Yeah, he was getting. Because I remember he got broken. I think he got his ankle snatched like twice by like.
Yeah,
Jordan.
he definitely had a rough start, but Poole fit the system in Golden State so well because he's damn near just like Curry. So once they allowed him once Curry went down for that stretch of time and they needed somebody to try to play that role and play with the system that they got, it allowed him to get the heat and then they, you know what I'm saying, now he's still in that system. He's comfortable in that system and he works the same way, not the same way Steph works because Steph is just Steph, but it's like having Steph and then off the bench you got Steph 2.0 a little bit.
Right.
So a hypothetical situation. Let's say you have a player, this player's been to your team for maybe about like 5-6 years, they've shown you like a bunch of glimpses. Like they have an occasional 30-point game. They'll have stretches where they average like 20, but it's just not working. You're just not taking the next step you want to. How long are you waiting before you saying, hey, I'm kind of tapping on this person. I'm moving them while they still have trade value and they're young.
Until I get somebody better. Like if I have another player that's better already, then that other player becomes more expendable. But if they're the best guy I got and I don't have anybody else, then I'm gonna hold on to them until I get a better guy.
Facts.
What point is that detrimental to you though? Because you have somebody, let's for example, let me think, somebody like a Colin Sexton, right? Where the Cavs had Colin Sexton for a good little bit. He's like that. He's like a notch or two below an all-star, and now he gets hurt. So his trade value is significantly dropped. He gets hurt after having arguably his best season of basketball, his best stretch of basketball. You could have traded him a little bit earlier and got probably a haul back, if not more. But now you waited until he got a serious injury. Now you're definitely not getting as much, and you know you're still going to trade him. But you were determined to hold on to him until you got something.
I feel like that's situational too, though, because it's like them hyper speed point guards, they typically do get hurt. Like, and I feel like they should have traded Sexton earlier, but they wrestled with Darius Garland or Colin Sexton for like too long. Yeah. It was like
the time that DG was hurt though. Like DG was in and out the lineups as well, so they didn't have a choice.
They really didn't have nobody else.
And they didn't have Rubio at that point. They traded Rubio and then got him back.
I think Rubio tore his ACL. I thought. Well, yeah, they didn't get him back. Yeah. Okay.
So I think it really just depends on how high the pick was, like where the rest of your team is at. It's like it's really situational because it's like Otis said. I mean, because if I got this young dude and I drafted him number 4, Patrick Williams, and like shit, he's like not showing me those sparks that I want. I'm gonna give him some time. I'm gonna keep developing him because we got talent around him. But it's like dude, if we got, it's like Otis said, if the next man up is, yo, come on, coach, put me in. This dude is not like that. Like, come put me in, then you gotta move on.
Another big example. Go ahead.
20 to 25 points, right?
I didn't give like an exact point total because it could be them playing crazy on defense. It's them being like a notch or two below an all-star. Like they're like right there, or they could be something, but it's not enough to like them to be like the man on their own team.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel I'm definitely keeping them until I get somebody better. Right. That's just what it is. Because at the end of the day, if that's your best player, you're gonna have to try to do something. And if you keep putting them in position, you're gonna eventually draft or find somebody in free agency or in a trade or whatever that's gonna be better than them. And then you can think about that later on. But there's no way you can't give up on it, especially because he's young at that point. You're saying like 5-6 years in the league. He still got time to either blow up or even if he stays the same and his staying the same as all-star caliber level, I'm gonna keep him until I draft or get somebody that's a better player.
Right. I see your point there.
If you play good with him.
Now, what if you're in a situation where you have like a Cleveland situation or a King situation where you have multiple players like that? Like big main example being Marvin Bagley. They gave Marvin Bagley so much time to try to do something, and he was just getting injured and out, and then his value just like plummeted after a while. Now I think he's on Detroit now. I think that's on another night.
And he just came back from an injury. I think he had like 11 points his last game.
But there's ups and downs with that though, because at the same time they just got rid of Halliburton, and I think they pulled the trigger too soon on that.
Horrible! Oh my god!
Because Halliburton is.
Can we talk about that one for a second? Halliburton and Davion Mitchell fit together way better than Fox and Davion Mitchell.
Oh, he might be dying.
Like, come on now,
Davion Mitchell, Hinesville, I want too, man. Straight out the city. But for sure, back.
I see your point there. I think it was tough with them because you have De'Aaron Fox, where like he just came off a season averaging 25 and being an all-star caliber player that season.
That's why you trade him because his value is high.
It's high.
Perfect fit for that, like for this question. De'Aaron Fox like the perfect fit for that question because I feel like. Now, did you hold on to him too long? Should you have traded him? He's young. He's always been close to an all-star. He's right there, but he just never make that home. And y'all aren't winning with him. But instead of trading him, because he's your best player at the same time, like would you have traded him or would you have traded somebody else?
That's the perfect example, honestly. And I think they made the wrong decision.
For sure.
I can't say that quite yet. What I will say for that team, because that franchise is ran horribly, I think Vlade Divac need to be the fuck out of there. He should have been out of there for a long time. He got like 18 years of like I don't even think they just made the playoffs a while ago when De'Aaron got him into the first round a while back. But they haven't kept the coach for a long time. The coaches they get are horrible. Luke Walton's a horrible head coach. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. And then you're always changing that roster up. So you have that's another thing. You have a young player where they don't have any kind of consistency around them on the roster. They're always surrounded by players that are either not a fit for them, or they're just like, they're losing, so they're consistently getting top picks. So you're just getting the best available talent. You're not drafting for fit all the time.
Yeah.
So now that player is in a tough situation where they're putting up, you can call it empty stats. It probably is empty stats where they're getting their 30 balls or whatever else, but they're not winning games because they don't have the tools around them to win. Yeah. You more so is that just, all right, cool, I'm gonna trade this player now while he's averaging 30 again, cough Shay, versus they're not a top team, but he's averaging 30 or whatever else, and you know you can get an ass load of shit back for him, and you already got a bunch of assets already. Or are you just gonna trade those assets to try to build around him?
Nah.
Yeah, you go first.
That's the guy I said that.
Yeah. SGA is in a whole different caliber of conversation. You wouldn't give up SGA. It would make no sense to give up SGA because he's
your guy.
Himself now as a rising superstar. You feel me? So at the end of the day, I'm building everything I'm doing around SGA. Even though I'm not gonna try to trade him for a more talented. No, I'm sticking with him. That's my guy. We're gonna stick beside him, and we're gonna keep building. But we also got other young players on our team that I could, at this point, now that we starting to get our bona fide superstars, some of you other younger players that got draft value, that got trade value, some of y'all might can leave. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all might can go. I like Giddey a lot. I like Dort. Dort has some trade power.
Yeah.
I can trade Dort and be all right with it because he's a 3-and-D. A lot of people gonna want that. I can be cool with it. You know,
I did give him a fat contract though. That was a big ass contract.
They did give him a
Dort
contract though.
I feel like Dort is going to be like the league's next, like Jay Crowder, Carroll type of player.
For sure.
He's just
one of those
he's
three
the next
players
one of them.
Every team, everybody wants
Right.
For sure. So it's like SGA, he on a different type of caliber conversation than this. Nah.
Well, now you're risking the course of a player that you kept that star player and they're playing, but they're not winning. Now you got like a Donovan Mitchell situation. You got an Anthony Davis situation where these guys have been balling out for so long and you haven't put anything around them. Now they want to win. So again, another example being LeBron, right? LeBron was in Cleveland for a long time. They didn't put anything around him. And now he leaves and goes to Miami when you probably could have traded this star talent and gotten an ass load of assets back. You probably got like New Orleans, they got a haul back for AD. We gave them like 5 young players and then he traded 2 of those players and got back assets for those young players. And now they got Brandon Ingram over there is probably like their first or second best player, depending on how you want to look at it. And they have all kinds of assets from trading that generational talent being Anthony Davis.
I think that's based on the player though. They wouldn't have got rid of Anthony Davis if Anthony Davis was happy in New Orleans. They wouldn't have got
if Anthony Davis did not request that trade, he would still be there right now.
Down to this day. They wouldn't have cared about Zion, none of that shit.
And that's my point though, is that winning cures everything. But if those players are young and hooping and getting those numbers and they're not winning, at some point they're gonna want to win because they seeing all their co-draftees winning or doing crazy shit in the draft or in the playoffs, and you still there with no assets around you.
Right.
So you can't sit there too long and sit them for too long because now you're running the risk of them asking for that trade and then their trade value drops significantly because you're on the block now because they know you have to move them.
Yeah. Once they start asking, then they can go. It is what it is. Get what you can get back.
Fair enough.
At this point, you're gonna leave in free agency anyway.
Bet. You got any other closing remarks on that topic before we move on?
Prime example of just not when to not do that is Dame. Like if Dame is choosing to stay in Portland, you keep Dame in Portland. If Dame says I want to go, then he goes.
That's crazy.
But are you trying to win? Are you trying to win though, or are you just trying to make your team money? Because if you keep you're not about to
win. For Dame, it ain't no one or the other. He's like, if I'm winning, it's in Portland. It ain't nowhere else.
But you're a franchise though.
As Portland, who are you gonna trust more than Damian Lillard? You feel me?
At that point, I'm just handing the keys over to Simons and trying to build around him. If I'm a franchise with the goal of winning, and I have Dame, who's like 32 now, about to be 33 pretty soon or some shit like that. He's getting up there in age, and all the talent that I have around him is significantly younger. And by the time they're ready, Dame's gonna be far out of his prime at that point.
The smart play. The smart play, I guess, would be trade Dame for as much as you can to build around Simons. You know what I'm saying? And Jeremy Grant. Actually, I mean, you need defense. So it's like, I mean, Nurkic is actually playing basketball now. But how old is Nurkic? Like he's young. He's like 20.
He's like mid to late 20s.
He's like Andre Drummond.
I'll look it up real quick.
Like that. So it's like, yeah, I mean, that's a solid big man that you got in your front court if you can stay healthy. So I mean, yeah, but it's still, who you gonna trust more than Dame? So win a champion, like
that's waving the white flag. You do that, then you give up. Like we're rebuilding. I got rid of Dame. We're not gonna win this year.
It won't be a long rebuild. It won't be a long rebuild. It'll be back in the playoffs.
Yeah, it won't be long at all. But that season for sure, yeah, we're done. We lost.
Yeah, might as well though. If you see all the other competition.
Yeah, I just feel like the way the league is structured, like I feel like that Portland team, no Dame, depending on what you get back, depending on where he goes, they could still mess around the next 2 seasons and get in the playoffs. Like it just depends on how much you trust Ben Simons or
win it all.
Anthony Simons.
Yeah, do what? You just gonna be Indiana at that point and get to the playoffs and lose in the second round for like 6 years straight? That make you happy?
For a rebuilding team, that's not bad.
I mean,
because this dude's young.
There's two sides of this though. Because, like, I mean, of course, yes, you want to be making the moves to win, but you also don't want to nuke your franchise in the process. Like, if Portland trades Dame, no one's watching Portland games. Nobody.
Not at all. You don't even trust the franchise no more. You're like, man, what the hell, man? It's like the Bulls when they traded D-Rose.
Who's watching Cleveland games?
Hemorrhage after that.
Who's watching Cleveland games right now? A lot of people.
No, I'm saying, who was watching Cleveland games before last year? Nobody. No, I didn't watch no Cleveland games before last year.
True. You said before last year. I was like, Cleveland was hot last year. So
to me, that's the perfect chance for development is when nobody's watching you because you can make mistakes. You can do. That's why nobody's watching the Rockets right now. But I guarantee you, in like 2-3 years, when Jalen Green's hitting his stride, when Kevin Porter Jr. is starting to become something, if they trade him now, I think they're gonna move.
I don't know about them.
Yeah.
They what's buddy's name? Sengun. They got a good bit of nice young talent over there, but you get to make your mistakes and play all these teams in silence. Then when you blow up. Now you got the pressure on you.
But the issue with the Rockets is like they have a lot of flashy offense, but their defense is non-existent. Like nobody on that team plays anything.
Ain't that always been a Rocket style basketball though? Score a lot of points.
Right.
Score a lot of points, man. And play some defense.
Modern NBA, like post 2000, yeah.
But but we're talking about like Hakeem.
Yeah, that was
okay. I'm not going all the way back. Think about the Rockets in the last 6 seasons.
All right.
We talking about the Harden era.
Right, they're just scoring.
But to your defense, point though, that's the case for most young teams. Even with the Cleveland Cavaliers, before they got Mobley and Jarrett Allen, they were not playing no defense. Even their backcourt now is still struggling a little bit playing with defense. Mm-hmm. But you just need to get the pieces that play defense around those young players. But
that's true.
It is what it is. Moving on to the second point of contention of the video. This is another hypothetical question. You are starting your franchise. You get one franchise player out of these two. You have Carmelo Anthony. Both of these players are in their prime, wherever you want to say it is, whether that's Denver Melo or 2012 to 13, wherever you want to put him at. And we have Vince Carter, obviously on the Toronto Raptors in his prime, wherever you want to put him. Even if you think New Jersey is prime, it is what it is. But you're starting your franchise with these two players. You can build whatever you want around them. It really doesn't matter what you put around them, whatever you think will win. But as a franchise player, who would you choose to pick?
Okay. Yeah. See, my also thought. And I'm just, let's just say the names first and then we'll explain why. Yeah. I say Vince as well.
I'm probably gonna go Melo.
I'm leaning hard towards Vince, but I want to say Melo too.
So it's a split. I like that.
I think Melo is the more well-rounded player. Like you can do a lot with Melo, but the marketability behind half man, half amazing is
that's why
crazy.
I'm leaning. That's why I'm leaning so heavy towards Vince.
Fuck the marketability, winning games. You're trying to win a championship.
But you're building a franchise. Yeah. You're building a franchise.
Right.
You're a GM. You're a GM, and your goal as a general manager is to build a winning team, or you're about it there.
You also
Not
have to
owner.
build a team that people will actually want to watch, like, because you have to make money to like fund the business. Like,
Yeah, people want to watch a
those-
winning team.
Okay. Now
Utah don't got no star players, like no flashy players, but they winning, so people watching them.
Ain't nobody watching Utah.
people watching Utah because they want to see if they
They're
fail.
watching Utah
Honestly.
play other teams.
Ain't nobody watching Utah.
Yeah, they was watching Utah to see how good they was gonna be without Rudy. And like speaking of that, I mean Minnesota is looking just.
That's Cat's problem.
That's Cat.
Oh man,
Because Rudy's doing his thing. Like they actually have a top 7 defense right now.
All right. Let's we circle back. Melo,
Right.
VC. Let's do it.
I'm gonna go into this DC because for one, you look at Melo's career. We know what's his biggest thing. He don't evolve his game. He's gonna be freaking Melo until the day he die. He ain't gonna. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Vince. Aside from his amazing just athleticism, his game just improved so much every time he was in the league. And did the man play till he was like 40?
Yeah.
But
we talking peak. We talking peak though.
Yeah, we're talking peak.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna have him at his peak, and then I'm gonna build a franchise around him of guys that are gonna be coming up while he's still on a roster providing. It's just like, yeah, I'm still BC. I'm still doing my thing. I can still produce. Like, and I'm helping the young guys. I'm better in the locker room. Like,
what is
Vince Carter took.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna just say this. I'm gonna pass it because Vince Carter took multiple roles throughout his entire career.
Mhm.
Like, that is amazing. You want that in a guy. He went through multiple. When Melo wasn't getting the role he wanted, he struggled. He was out of the league. He came back, got his chance, and then he's out of the league again. Like, granted, we want Melo to be on a team because he's a shooter, man. He's a scorer for sure. He's a shooter. Like, but it's like that's.
I will say though, we did see Vince Carter put on the Raptors at the end. Like he was like unbearable to that team. Like he did not want to be there. And he made that apparent on the floor.
Yeah.
Talking about leadership, just take that into account. The last team that he was on, he made a point to get out of there. He did. That's what I'm saying. I'm making sure.
A lot of stories about
Melo.
Melo.
Twisted with VC though.
Melo not a leader either. So that we can throw that out.
There's a reason I chose both of these dudes.
What does Melo do? And what does Vince Carter do better than Melo?
Other
than dunk.
I'm pulling up the career stats right now. Hold up. I'm on the show right now.
Other than dunk. I already know the stats gonna lean towards Melo.
Probably not, honestly. Not as much as you may think.
Because Vince played so long, I don't think the stats will uphold.
All right, so we got career averages going on. So obviously Melo is the better scorer. Damn, Vince only averages 16 points per game for a career.
That's what I'm saying. The
It's like later in the
He shoot a lot of threes.
Oh, true. Like, damn, that's crazy to me.
When he was scoring under like 7.
That is true. For career, okay, that makes sense. That's crazy though to me. I don't know why. Obviously, okay, we're gonna go efficiency round. Or
No, but if we're comparing primes, you might as well just look at like the best 2 years and hold those as a standard and like the whole career.
Okay, man, we'll do that then. We'll do that.
And two, how many times how durable was VC in his career? Like, did he ever get hurt, any knee injuries, things like that?
Good bit, I think. I'm pretty sure.
Later in his career, he did, but in his prime, like between the Raptors and the Nets, he was out there.
I don't remember him being injury prone. No.
You put a shooting big around VC and some more defenders, man. You have a scary team, bro.
So what would y'all say is Carmelo's best season? Because Buddy had like multiple years in both. He's averaged 28 in Denver and in New York.
I'd say probably like the last, not the last year in Denver, but the year before that.
Yeah, when he played Kobe in the playoffs. That
year.
That was 2010, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that year he averaged 28. Only 3 turnovers, a steal, 3 assists, 6 rebounds, 83 from the free throw, 47 from the field. Oh, hold on, I lied. 45 from the field. 45 from the field. I think that was true shooting. 45 from the field and then 31 from the 3. That's on 2 attempts from 3.
Okay.
2 attempts a game. Okay.
Yeah. So then let me go with Vince real quick.
Vince, I'll say probably like that first or second year with the Nets, whichever one they got to the finals.
Really? New Jersey? Oh, true. That was 2001 or 2.
Yeah.
But I was using
They
Toronto
played-
still.
They played
So
the
then-
Lakers, didn't they?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Or it had been like 0-1.
Nah, he wasn't on that team. I don't think. That was J Kidd.
I thought that was-
I don't get that right.
Christie.
Yeah, because he didn't get to
Not
New Jersey
Christie.
until 04.
What was he?
Mhm.
Yeah. He was in Toronto still. He didn't get to New Jersey until 04. That team, the New Jersey team, he wasn't on that team.
I thought he was.
No, he ain't never been to the finals.
No, yeah.
What that Toronto team? What that Toronto year look like?
His best scoring year in Toronto was 01 when he averaged 27.
Mhm.
What the rest of the stats look like?
27, he 3 assists a game, 1.5 steals, 5 rebounds in total, 76 from the free throw, 40.
That 3-point percentage is anywhere
go.
near 30.
46 from the field, and then from the 3, he was shooting 40 from the 3 on 5 attempts. So he was shooting that thing.
Shit, he's shooting that bad.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, BC. And he playing defense. BC.
I don't know about how much.
Denver
defense
Melo
he
played defense. That's why I'm taking.
Yeah, Denver Melo played defense. Yeah.
Denver Melo.
Yeah, Denver Melo was more physical.
Well,
Denver
he
Melo
wasn't
was
the-
dunking on people.
He wasn't the best defender. He did it.
He's not a top tier defender, but he's gonna play
It was on par.
defense.
It was on par, if not better than Vince Carter at that time.
All right, we can
Yeah.
look at how many all defensive teams are they on? I'm just chatting this.
I doubt
That's
it.
none
before.
for both.
I doubt
That
it.
was before, right? That was before Melo realized he had that ratchet. I don't need to play defense, man. I'm not scoring everybody.
No, that's before Melo put on that weight and said, "I'm not running. I'm getting to this spot,
Yeah.
posting."
And right,
Obviously, get into the games of these players. Obviously, Melo's not going to pass that bitch at all. You already know. I don't think Melo. I think there's a weird stat where Melo's never had a double-double in an actual NBA game. Pat with assists. They've had a double-double with assists.
Fact.
Um,
Melo gonna just score that bit.
Yeah.
But
that can't work out for you if you get the right pieces around him. If you give him the right point guard to get him in spots, and you get it's similar like Shaq, how they put Shaq in his spots, gave him the ball, and then you give him a co-star to take pressure off him. You could probably win with that, obviously.
Mm.
Going back, I want to miss him assists. Sure. So they passed about the same. VC only averaged for a career like 3 assists, and Melo's like 2.7. So VC isn't the craziest facilitator either. So you kind of doing similar things with them where you get them in spots to score. They gonna score that thing.
And at the end of the day, who gonna score better? I'm taking Melo.
Yeah,
That is true. I was gonna say I can't not take Melo when it comes to like greatest like last second shots. I mean, Melo put many daggers in people. It's just how he scores.
Yeah.
So for a career,
Let's some game winners.
Camelo's more efficient by like 1. He shot 44 from the field for a career. Vince shot 43. Obviously, from the 3, we probably know that. I'm just gonna guess the VC shot better than that because he was shooting the fuck out that ball on 5 attempts.
Yeah,
Free throw. Vince was not shooting the best from the free throw. Vince was shooting like 79 for the free throw for a career.
Probably got to the line a lot though.
Melo
Oh,
get to
right.
that. Yeah, for sure.
But that's the thing. You lose a lot of
Melo
points in
get
the
to that
line,
strike.
though. Melo shot at 81% though, and you know Melo getting there because Melo's playing on that block, so he getting the fouls.
Mm.
Melo seems to be a little bit more efficient, and you already know how I am with efficiency. I take efficiency over most stuff. Like if you're putting the ball in the basket and get more points on less shots, I'm taking that.
Nah, I just want to watch some VC highlights, man, because I feel like he's dunked on a lot of people.
What they got to do?
I mean, but like that's the thing, bro. Winning is hard to do in the NBA. So it's like it comes in, and I'm the GM, so it comes down to me building my team around this talent. Can you win with VC? Hell yeah. Can you win with Melo? Hell yeah. But it's like who are you putting around these people? Because I mean,
I think that's what it boils down to.
Yeah, because that Knicks situation, like Melo was at the top of the league for a minute, and then out of nowhere he was gone, man. Like I don't know, like Melo couldn't find a job no more. We were just like, yo, why is Melo off the league? That's Melo.
Part of that was coaching because Phil Jackson was coaching that team like some buttons near like the later half in New York.
Well, Phil wasn't coaching; he was the GM. He had Derek Fisher coaching.
I think he was a coach in the GM for a bit when Melo was there.
But he did it for a year and then immediately stopped doing it because it went horribly.
They got Thibodeau after Melo. I thought Tito was there. For
Yeah,
Yeah, Tilo
yeah.
was over there after Melo.
I'm not playing for Tibbs, boy. He would be like, you want me to do what? Come on, boy.
Melo be fighting. They be throwing hands.
Man,
Melo's not going for that. What you mean I gotta play 48 minutes?
what?
Defense
Man.
in 4 quarters? Nah.
Melo played defense against I think he played defense against Kobe. It was Kobe.
And LeBron. He
Yeah,
played defense with
LeBron.
Kobe against LeBron.
You gotta be
That's it.
incentivized to do that shit. He's not doing that just because.
I do want to ask one question since we on this Vince Carter and like the Rockets and everything.
Mhm.
Steve Francis or Vince Carter?
Vince Carter still, because Steve Francis got on crack cocaine.
Okay. Hey, come on, man. We was talking about primes. We was talking about primes, man.
That's tough.
It's a whole different life. You the GM, maybe his life is
Steve
different.
Francis played NBA basketball for 8 years before he got on that crack. First career, Steve Francis averaging 18, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 42% from the field, 79 from the free throw line. They don't.
That's Steve Francis.
Yeah, Steve Francis.
That's his
He
best year?
was a really good role player. I think. Let me look at his career. I think he had a season where he was scoring pretty.
League, man. Stephon Marbury and Steve Francis, boy, like that.
I'm taking
His highest scoring season was in 01, which again, this is his prime still because Vince was playing in 01. Vince was averaging 27. He was averaging 21.6.
Okay.
And he did that on 41% from the field and then 32 from the three on 3 attempts.
Yeah, it's pretty clear.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm looking at
Like
Steve
that.
Francis like a Monte Ellis type nigga where they can hoop, but they're
Like-
not. Yeah.
And plus, I mean, Vince is he's the bigger player. Like he's a bigger guy. So if a guy's scoring more and he's got size, who's gonna go that way?
And he's as gifted as. I'm talking about straight gifted. Vince Carter is gifted. Ain't nobody jumping like that.
No.
That's God.
I wish.
I don't feel like Steve Francis had bunnies.
He did though.
He did.
He
but
wasn't
that's
actually-
the
he was
difference
funny.
between bunnies and half man, half amazing. Like
Yeah.
It's true.
That boy got springs.
All right. But moving on to the last point of conversation for the episode, obviously getting into the start of the season. We've got a good bit of games now, and it's easy to say that the season for a lot of teams isn't going how a lot of people imagined. Biggest thing obviously is Utah. They're like 11-6 right now.
Yeah.
I personally, we've talked about this even off camera before the season started. I had them as a lottery team. I didn't think they'd make the plan. Now they over here like eating up everybody's favorite team. Obviously, you have the teams that were considered contenders are drastically underperforming, from LA to Warriors to Brooklyn,
Miami.
Philly's
They're for the
playing better.
Celtics and the Bucks.
All right, Philly's playing better. That's because Joel's starting to pick up some slack. But they gonna
Because he has to play against Giannis.
Yeah,
Joel just needed to win against Giannis. Now he's gonna wake up.
The Clippers.
the clip. Yeah, I
The
think.
Clippers.
Plus, I heard something about Kawhi. First, I heard Kawhi was out for the season. Then I heard he may be playing soon. I don't know.
Yeah, he was just hurt again, but I don't think
No,
he's
they
like out for
say
the
he's out.
season.
They say he was out indefinitely. It wasn't
Definitely,
like
They're
permanent
scheming,
thing.
bro. They like
They are low managing him. That's what it's happening.
Yeah.
We gotta talk about him at some point.
point. He's going to play 40 games.
We gotta get on Melo at some point. We like NBA media. Kawhi, yeah. NBA media has been on players like AD and other players and that have been really injury prone. But Buddy has literally just does not play for teams.
Nah, he
Like,
really
he-
don't play.
He does not
Man,
play.
when you go,
And he gets away with some shit.
But man, when you go to another team and get them a ring after they haven't gotten a ring in forever, and you hit the most amazing shot, then bro, you don't get to play when you want to play,
That's
bro.
right. 2 rings, 2 Finals MVPs is hard to like argue against. Like it's hard to like say negative things against them. But I mean, you're right. He doesn't play. We know that.
If you were losing,
What did he
it's
do in
one
the
thing.
playoffs though? Besides,
Not playing.
he got hurt that last playoff. But when he is playing,
When he's there,
it's scary.
he's
It's a scary thing.
I knew it was
Like-
bullshit when Buddy got away with. He got hurt that year in the playoffs, and he's watching the game from a suite like 15 stories up away
I
from.
love that.
And nobody
Like how
said shit.
robotic of you.
Fuck that, boy. Go
Like-
get your team on the bench, bro. What are you doing?
But they still don't hate him. Why? They still know what Kawhi is. PG's just like, man, I got this. I'm talking my shit on social media, telling them I'm the old PG. I got my old trainer, bro. Let me get us to the playoffs, man. I'm nice. Got Reggie Jackson, who's indebted to the Clippers. Man, this team saved my life. Bro, come on, man. The Clippers good.
Ain't nobody saying shit to them because they know everybody's liable to get traded unless your name is Paul George or Reggie Jackson or Zubac.
Exactly.
Everybody else will probably get moved.
Facts. And I think the game plan is, like he said, PG, get us to the playoffs. You can get us 7, 8 seed, maybe 9, maybe 6 seed. They like their chances with PG and Kawhi against anybody in the league. Which, if you Clippers, you gotta have that type of confidence.
You're just not gonna get that though, because Kawhi probably he doesn't play.
Yeah.
If
you get to the risk of getting to the playoffs and then he still don't play, then it's PG versus the world out there.
Right. As a Lakers fan, y'all know how I feel about PG. I have a lot more respect for him after looking at like how much Kawhi doesn't play and how much he's just having to he just has to carry that fucking team. I'm like, Granted, hey, if you would have came to LA, you probably would have got that ring, but boy, it could have been you, AD, and LeBron. But that's all you. But yeah, he comes through on that. Like I think it was last year when they were. It was the year last year, the year before that when they were right at like the 8th spot and they were liable to get bounced out. He came back and they won like 8 games straight to get them in the playoffs.
Yeah, that was the year Giannis won his ring.
Yes, it's 2021. That's 2021.
Yeah, sorry.
He plays hard. He has his obviously his bad meltdowns that's happened before, but I think me and Otis have been through and like analyzed like the different meltdowns he's had, and it isn't as much as you would think, but when they happen, they're bad. But I do have a lot more respect for Buddy though, like seeing that his co-star does not play and he still's like, yeah, I'm number 2, Kawhi number 1. I like publicly, probably behind the scenes, he gives it up. I'm like, I got respect for boy.
Hell of a guy, man. He's just so unlucky. Of course, because I'm an OKC fan, I got love for Paul George because he had his best season of his career. And I thought we was going all the way. But he's just unlucky. Like that's why the media just drags him unnecessarily because he's unlucky. He be playing great defense and a miracle shot hit.
Unless your name's Luka Doncic.
Luka Doncic, he's right there. Everybody like, oh, PG stuff. When that damn shot, he's right there in his face. PG had the best game of his career that game. He had like 40. He was shooting like 16 for 18. I don't know the exact numbers, but he was shooting the hell out that ball and played great defense at the end.
What game was it?
That shot happened, and all everybody talk about is, oh, PG got sprayed, PG this, PG that. Like
the Portland series.
Yeah, the
bye-bye game.
That last game, Russ was playing like ass.
I'll get
PG
the
was
numbers.
balling. I don't remember the exact numbers, but look it up.
I'm gonna look it up right now because I think we talked about this before, right? As we went through it.
But nobody even realized. I was watching that game. I was like, damn, PG hot. Like I'm talking about, he was hitting everything. But then all you would see is the highlights. So at the end of the day, he got sprayed, and he had those bad games before that. But his shoulder was messed up. But nobody want to hear that at the end of the day, which I respect. You know what I'm saying? But like the one game he finally get right and do good. Just happened to be
that happens to him.
60.
He had one of the most gruesome injuries I've ever seen in the NBA.
And man.
The worst thing he could have did for him is give himself the playoff P. That really fucked him up.
That is what makes him right. It's the talking.
He'd be good.
It's the talking. It's like, oh, PG bet on himself. Oh, he failed. Gotta hate on him. I gotta hate on him, man. That's just an idiot.
And then he came out and and he just played bad. And there's no excuse for that year. That when he said that playoff P shit and came out, they just played bad. Him and Westbrook I think that's when we lost first round to Donovan Mitchell and them.
Westbrook was like, man, why you say that, man?
It was just sad. Like it was just embarrassing. But I think he get a lot of unnecessary hate for sure.
I agree.
I'm looking at the per game. Yeah, buddy. Yeah.
Yeah, the hell of a game, didn't he?
I'm trying to looking for it now. Shit, basketball is weird. Hold on.
Let me see if I can find it.
First round. Game 1. Okay, here we go. Game 1.
No, it was the last game.
Oh, you game. Okay, it was last game.
Game 5, yeah.
Game 5.
Where's it 6? 1 or 2.
I think it was 5.
It was 5.
Sad. We were supposed to go win it all. I was talking so much trash that year.
These are totals, box score stats. Okay. Basic box score stats. Okay. Yeah, that game. Paul George had this base box score stats. PG had 36, 5 turnovers, 3 assists, 9 rebounds. He shot 62 from the free throw line. 37 from the 3 on 8 attempts though. And he's at 70% from the field. So he did his thing on 20 attempts.
Definitely was balling out.
Yeah. Look at that. Dame looked like he was just a god.
Dame just, at the end of the day, it didn't matter because Dame had 60. So.
Dame had 50,
yeah,
a block, 3 steals, 6 turnovers, 7 rebounds, 75 from free throw. He shot 55 from the 3 on 18 attempts. They were 10 for 18.
That's what I'm saying. If back to the earlier topic, if I ever move on from Dame, I'm getting a starting 5.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
He can drop 60 points. like
he was shooting them. That 10 for 18 was from the parking lot, bro. He was shooting from the parking lot.
This unconscious, just okay.
It was scary. Like if you go back and watch those highlights, he's shooting from the parking lot. Like so, that's why that last shot was so. As soon as he shot it, I was like, damn, we lost.
That's why I'm moving him now though, because I'm looking at New Orleans, where granted. We got a ring, so I wouldn't say we lost it, but they literally like contenders right now with all those pieces. Like
I'm trading Dame to the for a first for the number 1 pick in the draft next season. Like, that's how good Dame is.
Hey, ain't nobody giving up Victor for that. Ain't nobody giving up Victor.
Like, hey, y'all want Dame? Give me that number 1 pick, man.
Yeah.
And some of y'all bench players. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want some of that.
And next year picks.
Right.
I wouldn't give up Victor Wembanyama for Dame. I'm sorry. I'm not doing that. Ain't nobody giving up Victor for Dame. Have you not seen footage of Victor Wembanyama?
I'm not giving up Victor for nobody in the league.
Yeah. That buddy, he's on my team. I don't care who you I wouldn't take Giannis. Well, I'm lying. I'd probably take Giannis.
I don't care.
Anybody knows Bobo on the rise. And just I can't wait to see the Bobo Wembanyama matchups, the Chet Holmgren Wembanyama matchups. Man, I hope.
Can we talk about what the OKC is going to look like when Chet is healthy?
Can we talk about it? We're going to look great.
We'll see. We're going to see. We're going to see. I think y'all
he's a walking triple-double. Let's get that out the way right there.
I like
and he's in like his third, I think it's his 3rd year. Walking triple-double already. Second, actually, yeah.
Yeah, second.
SGA is a superstar. We can I'm gonna say it. Y'all ain't gotta say that. It don't matter.
I can't say that.
They actually put this man in the same breath as Ja. They already like, yo, man.
Really? Already?
They're like, who do you want? Ja or Shea?
I ain't seen him compete.
Still say Ja.
I'm in the same conversation with everybody right now.
I know you, yeah.
I mean, Shea is the best one-on-one player in the league statistically last season. So I mean, like,
it's not new.
So,
this is brand new.
Wait.
This is new. He been doing this. He had the last 2 years he was balling.
Statistically, one-on-one, though, you say he's a better one-on-one player than KD?
No.
Okay, then. So let's throw that out the window, because he's statistically, yeah, but we know that's not the case.
I mean, the fact that he's isolating more than anybody else and scoring at the clip higher than anybody else, that's notable. Like, I'm not saying that he's the best scorer in the league, because at all. But being able to do that every game, that's impressive.
As a guard, he's scoring the most points in the paint in the total in the NBA. Like,
right, which is fine.
And he's scoring on like 58% shooting.
Right,
you feel me?
That's fire though. I'll give you that. That's fire as fuck. I ain't gonna get that.
Or mid 50s, something like that. But like, so at the end of the day,
I'm looking at
I'm putting him against anybody.
The one-on-one stat I'm looking at is a matter of like the coaching, because he shouldn't be isolating that much. Like when you're looking at teams that run nothing but like a team like Brooklyn, where 90% of their offense is isolation, and Buddy is getting more. I look at the amount, the volume he was scoring on, the amount of isos he was getting, because I doubt he was getting more. Maybe he was. I can't say he wasn't getting more.
We ain't got the pieces yet though. That's why it's when we get healthy. Once we get Chet back, that's gonna change up a little bit, because he's gonna have another scorer. Right now, we don't have a second scorer. I can admit that. We got SGA. He gonna give you 30. He gonna give you 30. Giddy might give you 15, but he gonna give you 10 rebounds and 12 assists. So we'll take that.
What about Darius Bazley?
15.
Bazley
gonna give you 12. Just calm down.
I'm asking. I don't know. I'll watch him.
Poku is overhyped. He ain't even all that.
He gonna
give you 7. So once we get a second score,
He is your placeholder for Chet. That's who Pokuševski is.
yeah. He's just a placeholder for Chet for right now.
I wasn't supposed to have to develop this fast.
Because who do you got
Hear
started at
about
the 5
Jalen
right now?
Williams in a little bit. Keep
Who
your
do you
eye
have
on
started
him.
at the 5 right now?
Huh?
Who do you have started at the 5 right now?
Poku?
Really? Oh, never mind. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you ain't lying.
That's
Where's
what
Aaron Favors at?
He is a placeholder for Chet.
Yeah,
Ain't
but-
Aaron Favors showing your roster?
I
I don't know where Favors is.
I
ain't
used to know
seen
Chris
Favors.
last
He might be
month.
hurt or something. I don't really be seeing him.
I'm gonna check.
I might just forgot that he be playing because he just
Right,
there
that's it.
Favors.
Right, just,
But when
just
I
a big
watch,
right.
I usually see Poku, Baisley be in, and then they got these rookies, that tall, light skinned boy Jalen Williams. He be in. But like, I don't remember seeing Poku in a little minute.
Yeah, out of the young teams, OKC's
Trey
up there.
Man.
Obviously, I ain't gonna lie, my favorite young team to watch right now is probably Orlando. Because they be having the craziest lineups out there.
Man,
Like,
Bobo
what-
was blocking so much shit yesterday, man. I'm like, Bobo, stop.
When I seen the lineup, they had Jalen Suggs out there, they had Cole Anthony, and then the last three was Paulo, Bobo, and Wendell Carter. That's a big ass lineup. Your
And it can
3
work.
5 is all 6'10". And your point guards aren't little either, because I'm pretty sure. How tall is Jalen Suggs? Jalen Suggs
Suggs is like 6'4".
He like 6'4".
okay, he ain't that.
Oh,
He
it's
ain't
not,
that.
not a big dude.
Yeah, they are
I
kind
mean,
of small.
Suggs
And
the ball,
Franz Wagner's not small though.
Franz Wagner start. Yeah, they gotta start.
Franz
Oh
Wagner
yeah,
is
I
nice,
forgot
bro.
about.
He's a bucket. That boy is
He
a
is
bucket.
nice.
I like them because it works. You can run Paulo at the 3 comfortably.
Yeah.
For sure.
'Cause he,
You
honestly,
wanna
you
have
can run
size
him
in this
3-4
NBA.
easy, 5 at times.
They can figure
Yeah,
out
right,
how to
that's the Let his ball handling get better. They're gonna put him at the point guard sometimes.
Facts.
Like it just,
You can
it
already
just,
trust him to pad it a little bit.
That's why
Right,
like the versatility is crazy. You can go hella big, or you can go small ball with one of them at the 5. And you can really do whatever you want with them.
New
Yeah,
Orleans is
first
my
of
favorite
all-
young team, other than us.
I don't even consider them that young no more. I mean, Zion's
Really?
obviously young, but I think the rest of that team is like, or the big pieces are like mid-20s to late. Like if you're looking at CJ, he's a little older.
You don't still consider Brandon Ingram young?
I mean, they
He's
are a
7.
young team.
Yeah.
Seven.
He's for sure.
They are an experienced team. Like
feel that.
it's just the league is young. It's like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. The Celtics are young, but you wouldn't call them a young
Yeah,
team.
they not young no more.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's 25. Yeah, I'm not gonna say he's young. Like he's a young beer player, but he's not young to me. Because he's just like he's at this point, he's starting to hit his stride. He's been in the league for a good bit to know how people are gonna guard him.
No, I consider Memphis a young team. And
I was just
that's
gonna
probably my favorite young team
Yeah.
to watch.
Best
They-
young team.
They gotta stay
Ja.
healthy. They
I
too young
love
to be
it.
that hurt. They too young to be that hurt. They
I
gotta
love
hit
it.
the
They're
ball.
pretty healthy right now, except for Desmond Bain, because Triple J just played his first game, like 2 games ago?
Yeah, but Buddy's been like he's played like 50 games combined the last year or two, where he's
Yeah.
been missing like the entire season to like entire half of the season.
He's
We've had-
good though. When he down,
He's great. Yeah, Dylan Brooks missed a lot of time. He's been missing a lot of time. Now you starting to have knick-knack stuff where Ja like the last 2 years where you starting to miss a little bit here and there.
He's only been playing for 3.
And that's the problem. Like that's what I'm saying. Like
I figured
they're a little
it's-
too hurt.
It's little, but it's little stuff that you expect though with his play style, like ankle injuries and twists
Right.
and shit like that. So
right.
You know what I'm saying? Them
that's just
hyper
what we're
athletic,
saying.
slim guards, man, they're gonna get hurt.
I do like their team though.
I like their team a lot.
Rudy something. That he's like their backup 4 or 5. Can't remember dude's name. Look at that roster. I know his name in a minute, babe. I watched Roddy.
Roddy, yeah.
Him and there's another foreign dude they got that runs their 3 or 4. Like they got that. I watched them in the summer league and they look really good.
You know, I mean, Tyus Jones has been continuing the season that he had from last year, and especially when Bain has been out. And then Josh is looking like a legit superstar. Like,
Yeah, Jaws, he's kind of stamping himself. I think he stamped himself last year, but I think it's for real now. Like, all right, it's Jaws for real. Like, okay,
You talk about young teams too. You got the Hawks.
I was gonna say that too.
Yeah. because
You got the Hawks.
they
I
started
like
the
them.
mesh, man. They started the
And it's time
mesh.
for John Collins is one of those people, them young players that is it time to get rid of. And I think
They talking about it. They talking about trading them. They definitely talking about trading them.
They got to keep him because I don't know if you get anybody else's pairing with just the way Trey plays so much. Like because he just attacks the rim so hard off a pick and roll, and that's 90% of what Trey does. I'm like, you got to get somebody that attacks that rim to take pressure off of him on the pick and roll. Because if you don't get nobody that's aggressive cutting to the rim, they just gonna trap Trey all the fucking time up top.
You can get another hyper athletic person though. You just got to get somebody that can jump. It's like, I mean, you can get like 3-4 players for John Collins. So you can say like, you can be like, look, bro, I just need to give me an athletic guy. I need to give me some more defense and some shooting. You know what I'm saying? This athletic guy, you want some minutes, you got to roll in and get to the cup. You know what I'm saying?
I want to say that's crazy, but seeing how teams have been getting fleeced lately, that's not too crazy with that. I ain't gonna lie to you.
They still got Clint Capella too, don't they?
Mm-hmm. And Clint is at
they don't need. Yeah, they got their loss.
Clint is a runner, right? He run a flow.
Clint, like looking at last year when Clint got hurt and Jimmy Butler was literally posting Trey up underneath the basket, like one-on-one on some Charles Barkley type shit. You got to have backup plans there for that.
Yeah,
most definitely.
Well, John Collins don't play defense either, though.
He does.
Not for real.
He does not. Yeah, I'll give you that. He does not.
He's just a bucket. He's just a rim runner. You take him, but I can take Obi Toppin and still make him do same type of stuff.
Right.
You probably if you get Obi Toppin, I'm not mad at that. I think Obi Toppin would be fine.
Honestly, that's not bad though. Moving to the Knicks, man, playing with that Knicks squad. Man.
Yeah, they're like the same player to me. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think John shoots a little bit better than Obi, maybe, but they about the same.
Most definitely.
But before we close out, I want to get into one last thing. I want everybody's top 5 players in the league right now. At the moment, how everything's been shaping out. Right now, at this point in the season.
I'll go first.
Go ahead, Jay.
It's gonna throw you off because it ain't gonna have who you want.
If you say Shay, I'll be mad as fuck. I swear to God.
They're not gonna be in there. I'm gonna be real.
Okay.
All right. I say number 1 is this year. I say Luka.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
For sure.
I ain't mad at it.
Number 2, Giannis.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is where it gets tricky.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be honest with this. Number 3, I'm gonna have to say Jason Tatum.
I ain't mad at that. I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, that's true.
He's been insane this year, so I'm gonna have to take him. Number 4,
out the ass.
Yeah. Number 4, I'm taking KD. He ain't scored under 25 all season.
Of course, okay.
Number 5. Damn. I low-key might have to say Curry. I don't want to say it because it's ugly, but even with how bad they're doing, Curry been hooping.
Yeah. Steph has been Herculean. All the wins that we have this season are on the back of Curry. Like, bruh.
Bro, when he had like 38 or like 40 that game and y'all lost, I was like, yeah.
He had 50.
Yeah, they still lost. I was like, he's not doing it. Give this man a sensu meeting right now. It's not doing. This man is tired.
I can't fault him for how they team playing. I count him still.
Who want to go next? Am I going next? Y'all going next?
I go next.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, y'all.
Number 1, I'm taking Giannis. 2, Luka. 3 is 3 is tough because it's a lot of so
part
of me wants to say Ja because Ja's been playing out of his fucking mind this season. No, I'm gonna say Tatum. I'm gonna take Tatum number 3. 4 Steph and 5. I'm gonna have to bite yours and say KD because KD has been just missing consistency no matter what's happened on the court. Like
on that off the court too.
Right.
You said wait.
Hold on. Let me say this real quick.
Wait. You said what by KD off the court?
You said no matter what on or off the court, he has been missing consistent on the court.
Oh, okay. I was about to say. I was like, hold on. Okay, my bad. Y'all had me tripped up for a second. My bad. Go ahead. What you about to say, Stan?
This stat just came in on NBA TV or whatever. Trae Young wins the game by throwing a lob to AJ Green. So there go your lob threat again, right there. Like, don't gotta be John Collins. Right.
I thought he played football.
That's what I'm saying. I'm on my fault. AJ Griffin.
Oh, okay.
Still don't know. Okay, yeah. Well, AJ Griffin. Okay.
So AJ Griffin. So I'm like, hey man.
All right, Stan, what you got?
Look, Luka,
Okay.
Giannis,
All right.
Tatum. Definitely
Okay.
agree with those three off rip. I feel like that's just where it's at. Ja, number 4 for me. And my 5th, I haven't watched that much Warriors basketball, but so I'm not gonna say Steph just because I haven't seen Steph just going stupid. But I'm gonna say my boy Durantula at number 5. Stop playing.
I like that.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. All right. So for me, obviously Giannis number 1. Taking Luka at 2. I'm probably taking Joel at 3 right now. 4. I probably. He's been
Joel at 3 is a little high, but we're
For real, I feel like that was a little biased. I should have said DeMar.
How's it biased? How's it biased? He's on my team. Well, I see your point. I could drop him and now. I'd probably, if I had to replace him with somebody, I'd probably go Steph.
I was gonna say I just like your bias towards big men in general. That's why I say that.
Oh, just wait.
I think you're right.
4, so I'll probably pull Steph up to 3 then and drop Joel down to the 4. Oh shit, fuck that. No, I'm dropping him down to 5 because I'm putting AD at 4.
I knew it.
AD
I knew
is
it.
balling. AD is
AD
balling.
is scoring. He's scoring at the same clip as everybody else, and he's playing more defense than all those dudes.
And you can say that because I feel like this is a resurrection season for AD. We've been wondering where the hell AD been at for like the past 2 seasons.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Buddy he's averaging 25. He's the number. I think he's number 1 in points in the paint among big men in the league right now. He's averaging pretty much 12 rebounds, 11.5, about 3 assists, 1.3 blocks, or 1.3 steals, and then 2 blocks. Buddy is locking up and scoring.
Right.
I'm glad he stopped shooting. He ain't even shoot like that no more. Buddy
I'm gonna make sure.
God.
We're not gonna talk
He
about it.
forgot he's 7 foot.
Yeah, Buddy, like last couple games, he has been like shacking the paint, boy. Like they just throwing him lobs, he's dunking that shit.
That boy want to be KD so bad.
KD want to be him right now. After that last game,
Was it
KD want to be him.
was it LeBron who said that? He was just saying like, bro, he's been hurt a lot. He's got to get his mind right because his body's good, but he's got to get his mind right or he's gonna get
His
hurt.
body's not been good.
But that's what LeBron's like. He's done the rehab. He's done everything he needs to do, but he's playing like he's gonna get hurt again. So he's getting hurt again. He needs to get in his mind like, bro, I just got to go in there and bang and play like I used to play, and then my body's going, be what it is. But he's not doing his movements right because he's afraid he's gonna get hurt. At least that's what LeBron was saying.
To put it into perspective, like the last 2-3 years, yeah, he's been hurt a lot. But whole time in New Orleans, dude's averaging like 65 to 70 games a year. So he's playing a good bit of the season. He has the year after he leaves in first year in 2020 where he plays pretty much, I think, majority of that season. And they win a ring. And then they have the shortest offseason in NBA history. He gets hurt. And then he has to come back like right after that without having a full summer to rehab. Gets hurt again. And then finally gets a whole season like rest and rehab and do his usual routine. I'm like, and now
was a story.
crazy.
Winning that ring
that's what-
messed all them up. I think the Heat still recovering from losing from that finals run too.
They were hurt. Yeah.
It was just a lot on them players.
Dude, AD was hobbling at the end of that fight, at the end of that series. Bron had to close that one out. AD was gassed at the end of that shit. But yeah, man. But that's pretty much it, man. Y'all have any other closing remarks before we close the show out?
Man, see red, go Bulls, man.
See red, go Bulls. Oh, that game though. You want to start that game, right?
Oh yeah, man, we lost. So that hurt.
Damn.
Yeah, but I mean, I just don't.
You ain't gotta talk about it. You don't gotta.
Thank you. Oh man.
All right, Jay. What you about to say, Jay?
Hey, in 2 years, OKC gonna be in the finals. Just want y'all to know that.
2
years.
I like that. I like that tenacity. 2 years. Let's mark this.
So I think Zion begs different.
You don't got faith in Minnesota again?
I don't. Well, maybe we'll see. They got to get some more. If they get more pieces to help them on defense, yeah. But
if they get rid of Cat and just let Anthony Davis and Anthony Edwards and
Rudy Gobert,
Oh, Rudy. Yeah.
They're going to beat Utah again, where they're going to be losing in like the second or third round.
You see that Ant throws the least amount of pick and roll passes to Rudy Gobert. He's assisted Rudy Gobert the least out of anybody on the team. He's only assisted him like 4 times. Cat's assisted him the most.
Yeah,
They don't.
Because
They don't.
you run the system where Cat has his ball in his hands. Like
That sucks,
Cat's on
man.
the block.
Wow.
Yeah, they don't fit
Man.
with Anthony Edwards. They don't fit. It don't work. He don't like that.
And Ant say that, man. I can't dunk, man. What you want me
Yeah,
to do?
like,
There's
I
20
can't,
people
man.
down there.
Because it's no spacing.
You got to
Yeah.
get the shot right. He has to his mid range pull ups. He's got to develop that because if not, they ain't really got much they can do out of that pick and roll.
Yeah.
They need more pieces to help them. They need more pieces to help them out because they need lineups to where you don't have to run Rudy and Cat together, or you can run one or the other and kind of still get some offense going.
And then
But-
I feel like ever since they let go of Pat Bev, I mean, Cat's defensive IQ even dropped even lower.
Oh, that yeah. Oh, it wasn't the best last year either.
They
They
lost.
just-
It
their
wasn't the
start,
best.
They still have Vanderbilt then. That's what the problem was. Vanderbilt was running the 5 for
Right.
them, playing defense for them.
And then the other young guy too, McKnight or something like that.
Jaden.
Or no, is he still? I saw him.
Come on, to McDaniels.
McDaniels, yeah, McDaniels. They
They
still
still
have
got
him.
him. Yeah, he's just a little skinny to be like guarding 5 like that.
Mm.
Yeah.
Damn. All right, y'all. You want to close out, Steven?
Yeah, man. Thank y'all for joining us, watching. Thanks to our guests, man. It's been love
For sure.
having you here, bro. Just
Even
another
Fred
good.
again.
Yeah, hell yeah. Most definitely, bro. Most definitely. We just be on here talking hoops, man, catching up. Make sure y'all follow all socials. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of them. So just follow them all. And yeah. Enjoy y'all weekend or Monday when y'all watch this. Enjoy y'all start of the week. And GameChat. It's been real. See y'all on the next one.